There it is. So the solutions are 3 and -3, and then we graph those. I don't know if we need another one. Those of you that are trying seem to be getting it, so I think we'll move on to the next part of the lesson. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to get out your graphing calculators. Okay. If you don't have a graphing calculator, but you've got your Chromebook, you can try and maybe try and go to Desmos or something. Okay, but what I'm going to show you now is on your graphing calculator. Okay. So what I want you to do, okay, is we're going to go back to number 1. And I want you to go in first. I want you to go into your window. So window here. Okay, window. All right, Vestbook awake. Go ahead and get your calculator out. Okay, window. And I want you to make sure your window is our standard window. So it looks like this, -10 to 10. So just type over it if you need to. Okay. Let me see. So I want you to make sure your window looks like mine here. Can you guys see that okay? I'm trying to hold my camera while I'm screen recording. Okay, you're good? Okay, now go to y equals and type in, first of all, can you make sure none of your, do you guys see how on mine, none of my plots have like a black box around them? Do any of your guys have a black box around the plots? Or do they look like mine? They look like mine? Okay, we're good. Okay, so then I want you to type in number 1 from the notes. So, can someone read it to me? Because I don't have the notes up. X something?
Plus 2x.
X squared? Plus 2x?
Minus 5.
Thank you. You guys, for x, use this button here. It should be next to your alpha. It says x, t, theta, n. It's between alpha and stat. Use that one. Okay, now go to graph and look, we have graphed a quadratic. Hooray! Okay, how are we doing? Okay, now I'm going to go back to the notes for a second, and what I want us to do is I want us to get a table of values to graph this quadratic pretty well. If you don't have a graphing calculator, then that's okay. You just have a lot more algebra to do, okay? Because I'm going to take and I'm going to make a table. Now, I know my left x-intercept is -3.5, so probably the first x I'm going to plug in is like -4. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Do I need to go much past 2? Like, is it okay that I'm not symmetrical here? Yeah, because I'm going on either side of my x-intercept. Does that make sense? Now, if you don't have a graphing calculator, what you're going to do Okay, everybody with me? If you don't have a graphing calculator and you don't plan to get one, what you're going to do is you're going to take each of these and plug them in for x. So for like 2, I'd do 2 squared plus 2x minus 5. And I'd plug it in and I'd find it. Does that make sense? But if you've got your graphing calculator, it has a table for you. You ready? So come back here and I'll show you how to get there. Like I've been telling you all year, if you don't have a graphing calculator, you can do it. You're just choosing to make your life a lot more difficult. Okay, so do you see table up here above graph? Everybody see that? Yeah. So press second table. Holy cow. I have a table, my friends. How nice is that? Do you see it? So all you have to do is type in the number -4 and it should jump to that. Just type it in right now, -4. Enter, and it should jump straight to that. Okay, I will fix it. Yeah, come here. You're all right. Yours either. Oh, it should just be. Oh, you can't just -4. Oh. Okay, so you're not, and so you're pretty close, so you can just use your, like this to scroll to the numbers you want. Do you see that? Yeah. Yours, I don't want you to have to scroll that far. You can't, oh. Okay. Okay, do you see here I'm just gonna show everyone, if that happens again, I don't think it should unless you change your batteries, Lindsay. Yeah. But if that happens again, what I did is I went into second table settings and just change your starting number here. So do you see? So now I'm setting it to start at -4. Does that make sense? And then there you are. Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Good. So now let's plot those points. So -4, 3, -3, -2. So now I'm just going through and I'm plotting those points. So did our x-intercepts make pretty good sense with what we got for our table from the graph? Yeah. They fit good, right? Let me ask you this. Why do you think our x-intercepts on this one were not on the lines? We're not on like a whole number. Why weren't our x-intercepts on one of the lines? Why weren't they a whole number? What do you think? Come on, guys. I know you can do this. Why aren't our x-intercepts on whole number lines? Because they're not whole numbers. Because they're not whole numbers. They're irrational, right? They're irrational. Okay? Okay, let's try the next one. So, we're going to come back and go back to your y equals. And we're going to graph the next one. This is kind of trippy here. Oh, here we go. So we're going to graph the next one. You can either make your own table using arithmetic. If you don't have a graphic calculator, you just plug numbers in or use a table here. And I would just kind of start on the ones that mostly fit on the table or in the graph I gave you, right? Okay, a little bit outside of it is fine. Oh, I probably should have started at 0. You can just use your down arrow in the table to get more numbers. You guys with me? Okay, so I want to make another connection. If I only have one x-intercept and its multiplicity is 2, what's the only way that can happen if my graph is U-shaped?
Is if it's the point where the U touches.
You got it. That's perfect, Vess. That can only happen if the x-intercept is that point at the very bottom of the U, or if the U is flipped the other way, or at the top of the U. But it's where the U switches directions. You got it. Okay? So far, so good? Okay, let's do another one. So put the one that equals 0 in, not the original. For C. Put the one that equals 0 in here, not the original for C. Are you guys so excited to press graph? Like so excited? So excited. What the heck? It doesn't touch the x-axis. Does that mean it's broken? It's broken, Ethan says? Tell me why that makes sense. It doesn't have x-intercepts. They were imaginary solutions, so non-graphable solutions, so it shouldn't. So the table is going to make our life even way easier on this one because I don't even have any x-intercepts to start with, right? So I'll come into my table, maybe start around -1, something that kind of fits on the graph. Again, if you don't have a graphing calculator, then you just have to go in and take each of these x's and plug them in for x. Oh, pause.